spotlight, hit that light. No cap, no filter, we take flight. Saints on the rise, got that energy. Tune in to our podcast, feel that synergy. New Orleans pride, we never fall. Subscribe to the vibes, we gon' ball. Subscribe, hit that bell, join the hype train. No cap, no filter, we breaking every chain. In the heart of the city, Saints reign supreme. Live a dream, we living it clean. Yo, Bean Camara run that play. Crystal Alvin flying, making waves every day. Take some heels, switch it up, always on the go. Cam joining the fans, putting on a show. Doing Mario with time, bringing that heat. Shahid's got that speed, can't accept defeat. Subscribe, hit that bell, join the hype train. No cap, no filter, we breaking every chain. In the heart of the city, Saints reign supreme. Live the dream, we living it clean. So stay tuned. Don't miss this ride. With the Saints by our side, we take pride.
All right, what up, Who That Nation? This is No Cap, No Filter Saints. I'm your host, Marley G. And man, shout out to the whole Southern region right now, man. A lot of the Who That's, we out here down south, Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, and nearby states, man. We got this snow coming in, man. We ain't used to this, bro. Everybody outside enjoying themselves, everybody outside, making memories with the kids. That's a wonderful thing, man. But I'm gonna go ahead on and get into some other stuff, man. Right now, the Saints, we still in search of a head coach, man. We still in hot pursuit of a head coach. No matter how cold it is outside, we in hot pursuit. And right now, it's looking like things have came to, in-person interviews. It's came to a halt because of the snow. But we still, putting names on the list that we going after. I think we had Anthony Weaver supposed to do an in-person interview today. I think Aaron Glenn was supposed to do another in-person interview, but I don't know. They probably keeping Glenn hostage up in New York, so we're gonna have to find out about that. I think Mike was gonna have a second interview, so we dotting our eyes and crossing all of our candidates right now, man. We still got Cliff Kingsbury out there. Me personally, I wouldn't mind Mike Tomlin if he's a candidate. If they were to move on from him in Pittsburgh. I haven't seen any news of us, reaching out to Robert Saleh. A lot of people feel like that'd be a good candidate. But right now, Cam Jordan, Amber Kamara, they endorsing Rizzi. They endorsing Rizzi right now. A tweet was put up not too long ago from Alvin Kamara saying, let me get the tweet for y'all real quick. Give me a second. Okay. Alvin Kamara just been on Twitter today. I guess in New Orleans right now it's been snowing, so everybody just been inside, or you've been outside having fun in the snow with the family. But he had made a tweet said, my vote for head coach rhyme with fizzy. And then my boy John O'Barnes had said, what does your vote for quarterback rhyme with? I'm trying to see something. Alvin Kamara jokingly put Palvin Namara. He's not gonna just throw a guy under the bus. Like, that's not Alvin Kamara MO. Like, he's not gonna call a guy out even if he's been playing underperforming ball or whatever. Even if people might think you've been playing underperforming ball, Alvin Kamara gonna just call it out as everyone in the whole. He's not gonna single anyone out. But according to Derek Carr, all you gotta do is look at the tape and it speak for itself. But that's another story. But he basically said, my vote for head coach rhyme with fizzy. And then Cam Jordan, he also did a quote tweet, and he said it also rhymed with Drizzy. So both of these guys are endorsing, Rizzi. Darren Rizzi, he's been getting a lot of comparisons to Dan Campbell before the season, gave him the interim head coach position. But a lot of fans have kind of turned on Rizzi since then. They feel like, he's just not ready for the job. But me personally, I feel like I'll roll with Rizzi. I was one of them people who wanted Ben Johnson. Give me Ben Johnson or give me Rizzi. That's who I wanted, me personally, because I just feel like right now we need an offensive-minded head coach. I wouldn't mind Aaron Glenn if we had us a franchise quarterback in place or a potential franchise quarterback in place. But right now, I feel like we need innovation. We need offensive-minded. We need for sure a leader of men. But at the end of the day, the game is to have more points than the other team. That's the name of the game. You got to have more points than the other team. More often than not, that's going to come from scoring more touchdowns than the other team. You know, I didn't see a lot of good teams with some good defenses, but they can't score. They can't score when it matters. You got to score in this league, bro. Especially with the rules catering to the offense right now. You got to take advantage of that. And I really just feel like offensive head coach is the best thing for this league right now. If you got your offensive head coach and you got your a pretty decent quarterback, you got a chance. You damn got a chance. Now, Aaron Glenn, he probably hurt his chances with a lot of people with that performance from the defense in the playoffs. But some people might say, well, they had the most injuries in the league. But some people might say, well, you can't blame injuries if you didn't get that same excuse for Dennis Allen and the Saints. So that's a debate, you know, for another day. But at the end of the day, I think that Aaron Glenn did a pretty good job in Detroit. Would I want him as my head coach? Like I say, I would want us to have a franchise quarterback in place if we go on a defensive route. But if we do go the defensive route, if we go somebody proven, I wouldn't mind Mike Tomlin, you know, if that opportunity was to, you know, take fold. But right now, man, you got to think about it. Alvin Kamara, he's a team captain. Cam Jordan, he's a team captain. Both of these guys are endorsing Rizzi. That means something. If both of the team captains are endorsing him, 9 times out of 10 is more a team captain endorsing him. They just probably not writing stuff on Twitter. You know, when you get the captain's vote, that means something. And Mickey Loomis, he's one of them type of guys. He'll rather just roll with Rizzi instead of going out and try to go find somebody else. He'll rather just keep things afloat. Ain't got to just do too much rocking the boat. You know, especially if the locker room says stick with this guy. And you got to remember, Dan Rizzi was the guy who gave Alvin Kamara that C on his chest. He gave Alvin Kamara that captain vote. Well, not the captain vote, but he anointed him with the captain's you know, being a part of the captain group of the team of the locker room. And a lot of people felt like that was a long time away. So we're going to have to see, man. Let me see. Get to the comments right now. We got Hoodie Jube commenting snow emojis. Everybody commenting snow emojis. We got Hoodie Jube says, who you want out these for? Rizzi, Joe Brady, Mike McCarthy, or Aaron Glenn? Okay, Aaron Glenn. I would like Aaron Glenn if we were to have us a franchise quarterback in place or a potential franchise quarterback in place. But we don't have that right now. We got a lot of question marks. So I'm out on Rizzi. Rizzi to me, I mean, not Rizzi. I'm out on Glenn. You know, that's what I would want if we was to go to Glenn route. Have us a potential franchise quarterbacks in place. Mike McCarthy, he would actually be a good hire. I feel like he will bring stability to the team. Mike McCarthy will bring stability to a team that's been underwhelming for the past 4 years, haven't made the playoffs in the past 4 years. And I think in this division, Mike McCarthy could damn sure win this division. But I don't think Michael McCarthy will win us a Super Bowl. And to me, if you're not striving to win a Super Bowl, what are you doing? Like if we're just going to play status quo, we might as well stick with Rizzi. Fix the cap, stick with Rizzi, see what he got. We might can hit a diamond in the rough with Dan, like a Dan Campbell situation, because Dan Campbell, he didn't do good his first year either. That draft and hiring the right staff really helped out Dan Campbell. You know, so we might got a Dan Campbell on our hands. You never know. You ain't gonna know until you try. They hit in the draft. They had a pretty decent quarterback with Goff. They got Aaron Glenn. They got Ben Johnson. So everything worked out fine. But it take a lot of, you know, due diligence to do your homework on, you know, finding the right guys. So I think when it comes to Rizzi, That's what we working with. But Mike McCarthy, I think Mike McCarthy will bring stability. I think Mike McCarthy will bring at least 9 or 10 wins a year. He went 12 wins, three seasons in a row with the Cowboys. A lot of people are feeling like Dak is, damn near identical to Derek Carr when it comes to talent. So I really feel like he could get the most out of a Derek Carr. And don't sleep on John Gruden. I don't think John Gruden is off this search either. I think Mickey Loomis think, okay, if we can get the best pairing with Derek Carr and make him comfortable and appease Derek Carr, we got a chance. And what better way to appease Derek Carr than to bring his head coach that got him MVP type of season than John Gruden. So don't sleep on John Gruden. And Rizzi, like I say, man, I wouldn't mind going with Rizzi. Like me personally, I wouldn't mind. See what you got with Rizzi, see what you got with Spence Rattler, fix the cap, get things right. If things hit, cool. If things don't hit, then it'll be a more appealing destination for the next head coach. We'll have our cap fixed. We probably have a high draft pick, and he could see his vision from there. Just get out this rent. And we got Joe Brady. Joe Brady, a lot of people saying he had a lot of talent at LSU. He got an MVP type of quarterback in Buffalo with Josh Allen, but when he was in Carolina, he didn't really do much. So a lot of people are saying, is it him or is it the talent? Me personally, I wouldn't go with Joe Brady. I don't know. And if we do go with Joe Brady, can we stick with Spence Rattler? Can we bring in some competition with Spence Rattler with Milroe, from Alabama? Because I feel like if we're gonna go with Brady, we're gonna need a mobile quarterback. That's just me. We got Hurricane Mike up in here. What up, Hurricane Mike? We got Lester up in here. What up, Lester? Know what's crazy though? Ben Johnson to the Bears wants to hire DA as the defensive coordinator and wants Rizzi as the special teams guy. Well, I don't blame him. I mean, if you're Ben Johnson, you got to go build your staff. Ben Johnson seen what happened with Dan Campbell when Dan Campbell had a good staff in Detroit. It worked wonders. And Dennis Allen, love him or hate him, as a defensive coordinator, he's probably one of the top guys on the market right now. So, him going to the Bears would be very interesting. It would be very interesting to see Dennis Allen going up against that high-powered Lions offense. They're going to have to replace Ben Johnson, but still, they still got the players. Nonetheless, he'll have to go against Jordan Love. He'll have to go against the Vikings. That's going to be a competitive division right there, bro. That's going to be a very competitive division. And I'm very interested to see how the way that division shapes out within the next 5 years. And he wants Rizzi as a special teams coordinator. Hey, if Rizzi don't get this head coach job, most likely he's going to have to be a special teams coordinator again. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does go to Chicago and, have that dream team type of staff. One of the best special teams coordinators, one of the best offensive coordinators as the head coach, and a defensive coordinator that's, respected around the league as a good defensive coordinator, just not a good head coach. But me personally, I hate Dennis Allen. Like, all the accusations they got against this man, all the evidence they got out there, just forget Dennis Allen forever when it comes to me personally. I wish no good things on him. I hope he go out there and fail, me personally. But yeah, I'm just so sick of Dennis Allen. I feel like Dennis Allen really set us back for years. Dennis Allen set us back for years, and Peyton Turner and Marcus Davenport set us back for years. Like, those three things alone set us back for years. Let's see. We got Hurricane Mike says, it's crazy that we play the Bears next year with Dennis Allen and Rizzi. Well, Dennis Allen ain't for sure going to the Bears yet. Rizzi ain't for sure going to the Bears yet. We still got to see how all that plays out, if it comes true, Mike. What you think about this? I read Ross Jackson posted that we're saying they think adding a guy from the draft by the name of Tyler Warren, tight end, would help Carr out tremendously. Thoughts? Well, yeah, Carr, when he has good tight ends, his play it begins to do well. Like, I think tight end is just one of those positions where it's just quarterback friendly, especially if you got a guy that's a mismatch to defenders. Like if you got a very good pass catching tight end, that helps out a lot. It helps out rookie quarterbacks. It helps out veteran quarterbacks, especially if they can block well. Um, you know, it's just that safety blanket, bro. Like it's not a secret why a lot of these teams in the playoffs right now they all have a elite or pretty good tight end. It's no secret, and they all have a mobile quarterback. So I really think that's the sauce. Like in this generation, you gotta get a mobile quarterback, bro. Is just key, and you see the resurgence of running back. You know, so if we go Tyler Warren, if we go Genty, I think it'll definitely help out Cole. But I would rather they help out Spence Rattler because I want him to be the quarterback. I want to move on from Carr, let that just be a ship that sail. But if we're gonna go with Carr, then I hope this just be that last season where we could just see what's gonna happen. But I wouldn't mind Tyler Warren. I wouldn't take Tyler Warren at 9. Now, if we trade down, which the Saints never do with Mickey Loomis, I wouldn't mind grabbing the Tyler Warren at like maybe 16 or something if we were to trade down. I also heard that, speaking of Dennis Allen, I also heard he passed up on a Liam Cohen. I think Nick Underhill had said, Liam Cohen would have came if they would have just moved on from Pete, but Dennis Allen didn't want to fire Pete. So that was another mistake, man. Just imagine what Liam Coleman could have did with this offense. Clint Kubiak, he's got his second interview with the Seahawks, so we're going to have to see what's going to happen with that. It was a one-and-done season with Clint Kubiak, man. And I kind of feel bad for Clint Kubiak. Like, it was a lot of injuries on the offensive side of the ball. And, his bread and butter, Taysom Hill, like, I feel like he was just leaning on him too much. But at the same time, when the quarterback go down, you got offensive linemen going down. You got your 2 receivers that's going down. You had to have some more to work with for the guy. You have to have depth. And I kept saying all off season, man, if 2 or 3 injuries going to shake up that offense. Even if it wasn't the guys who got hurt, it could have been another variation of 2 or 3 guys that got hurt, and it would still been the same effect, I feel. Like Fuaga, he played damn near all season, but if Fuaga would have got hurt instead of Olave, or if Fuaga would have got hurt instead of Shaheed, that'd have been just as detrimental to the team. You can't be thin. You got to go out here with depth, man. You can't be just too top heavy. It's coming up on 20 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead on and put the link down below. So if you guys want to come in and come talk with me, y'all welcome to come in. Today, I just felt like it's a snow day. Everybody inside, come get your thoughts off on what's going on with the Saints, man. Like, who do y'all want for the head coach? Y'all want Cliff Kingsbury? Y'all want Joe Brady? That's another name that's around that a lot of people like, Cliff Kingsbury. A lot of people felt like he did some good stuff with Kyler Murray. A lot of people feel like he's doing some good stuff with Jaden Daniels. I think he also had his hand in another quarterback that we're familiar with in the league, but he has a good eye for the quarterback position. So a lot of people are, willing to give him another shot at head coach. Got Hurricane Mike in the building. What up, Hurricane? We'll go ahead on the edge on to the stage. What up, Mike?
What's up?
I'm good, man. What's your thoughts, man?
My thoughts are, I've heard everything. All right. And my final thoughts is that I feel like Rizzi, he's my second option, I would say. And my first option may surprise some people, but I think I would be interested in Kellen Moore because you remember Kellen Moore was in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
And Dak Prescott, people started thinking he was like a top 5 quarterback. He leaves Dallas, and now everybody's like Dak's a bum. You don't think Moore had anything to do with that than with the Chargers? When he gets to Los Angeles, Justin Herbert skyrockets. Like, he was already good, but then he skyrockets even more. So I'm just saying, like, I would be interested. Okay, yeah, hey Jerry, how you doing? But I would be interested in at least hearing in Kellen Moore, and he would actually be my first option. Now, if Kellen Moore says no or goes somewhere else, then okay, Rizzi, you can have a job. But that's my first option. And yeah, and the thing with Dennis Allen, I don't hate Dennis Allen, but I definitely don't appreciate him. Let's just say that.
Hmm. Okay, so Rizzy and Kelly Moore, that's not too bad options right there, Mike. So you know, if we were to go Rizzy, who would you want to be the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator? That's the question.
Yeah, well, the offense coordinator, shoot, who's even available? um, I don't know. Whoever's available, that's good, I guess, because I don't be keeping track on who's available in the OC department.
Okay, what about the guy that the Saints are thinking about interviewing? I think they're trying to go with Mike Kafka, Giants offensive coordinator. What you think about that?
I ain't gonna lie, he's my third option too.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna just, kind of hate on him just because he was from the Giants. I seen the Saints make that post, and a lot of guys were just like, "Oh man, I don't want anybody from the Giants," and I don't think even people know the research on the guy. So if you do have any knowledge on him, go ahead on and let everybody know.
Well, okay, so hold on, let me pull this up because I was looking at something earlier. Let me see. Mike Kafka. So, look, a lot of people are like, oh, he coached the Giants. Exactly, bro. Bro, I have a question. If your starting quarterback is Daniel Jones for half a season and Drew Lock for another, how good do you think your team's going to be no matter who the coach is? All
Not
right,
to mention Tommy Cutlets.
exactly. He had like the veto for like 2 games, right? So, look,
Mhm.
all right, so Mike Kafka goes in Kansas City right when Patrick Mahomes took that next level. Like right when Mahomes became the starter, the only thing that was kind of weird how lately I understand the Chiefs and the AFC Championship, but the Chiefs have not been playing as great as they once did. Like that was the year Mahomes threw like I don't think that was the year he threw 50 touchdowns, but it was close to. Like he was there for 2 years. He was the quarterbacks coach of the Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes was balling out. And I understand Mahomes, so no dub, but like bro, Matt Nagy's the OC now, and like Chiefs. Yes, I understand they have 15 wins, but were you shocked at any of the 50 wins and being like, "Oh my God, no, duh, they won that game"? Like, come on, man. Like Mike Kafka is a good coach. Okay, I don't know if he's ready to be a head coach, but he is my third option because like, if you are coaching the Giants, I don't care who you are. You could be Andy Reid, you could be Bill Belichick. I don't care. You ain't winning too much games. And plus, he was with the Chiefs when they would make playoffs after playoffs after playoffs, all right? 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. So he was there for that 50-year touchdown season. Chiefs made the playoffs every single year. And then he goes to the Giants in 2022, and they even make the playoffs with sorry Daniel Jones.
Mm.
I mean, I'm sorry, you may not like my Kafka, but that is my third option. If Rizzi and Moore's not on the table, call up Mike. Because because now the last 2 years, what are you gonna do when your entire team banged up, sucks anyway? Like, come on, man. So that's why Mike Kafka, like, he was there for the entire Chiefs run, and then he even made the playoffs with the Giants. Tell me what it's
Okay.
not like. If we can get him a good system, I think we'll be all right.
Okay, I didn't know that, Mike. I'm glad you had shared some of that information because I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't know that. Like a lot of people seen that name and they seen it attached with the Giants and they just automatically said, "Oh no, I don't want anything to do with that." So I'm glad you dropped some knowledge on us. What you think about Mike McCarthy as the head coach?
No, no.
Why not?
Next question.
I seen what his name is, James Camerata. Uh, he was just going off, saying a whole bunch of reasons why he don't want Mike McCarthy as the head coach. Do you agree with all of them?
Well, here's the thing, right? Mike McCarthy, is he a good coach? Yes, but the most I can see Mike McCarthy getting is because look, I want someone that can win. Mike McCarthy ain't no winner. Okay, I understand he won a Super Bowl. I understand, and I understand a dusty ring is better than no ring. But I'm trying to win now. I don't care what you did when you got carried by Aaron Rodgers. Like, don't you think there was a reason why this is the second time he got fired? Like, look, Mike
Now see, you
McCarthy.
can't. Now see, you can't say that. by getting carried by Aaron Rodgers when you were saying Mike Kafka and he had Patrick Mahomes.
Well, there was a difference. Mike Kafka was with Mahomes for the start of his career. Like Rodgers, right? Mike McCarthy got into Aaron Rodgers' way a bunch of times. Okay, like go look at it, man. Like the only like he didn't even like the only reason that he drafted Rodgers is because he fell that far. Like I believe he's on the Packers when they drafted him. Like I understand, but like Rodgers over time, he was just a guy that was just like so amazing. And Mike McCarthy, don't get me wrong, he was part of the development. But then he goes to Dallas right when Kellen Moore was there for I think a year, and then he goes right to Los Angeles. So Mike McCarthy's in Dallas, and Dak Prescott plummets. The entire team, other than like CeeDee Lamb and Michael Parsons, wasn't the same team. So Mike McCarthy's just a guy where it's like he has a good name, and I just don't trust him because like Mike McCarthy, what has he really done other than that one Super Bowl win to make you be like, oh, he might be a great coach? Like,
Well, everybody feel like he's a carbon copy of Sean Payton.
Yeah, that may be true, but there's a reason why the Saints look. I understand Sean Payton and stuff, and people be like, well, Sean Payton this, Sean Payton that, but like Sean Payton, the Sean Payton, and the Mike McCarthy situation was two different things. Sean Payton walked into a city that was getting ready to sell the team, that was getting ready to play games at another stadium. In fact, they did that for a whole year, maybe even two. Like they were ready to just throw it all away. He comes in, he fixed this whole team. Mike McCarthy, on the other hand, walked into Aaron Rodgers, and like I said, I understand he has a good development, but like there was like a lot of I don't know if you know this, but a lot of players didn't even like playing for Mike McCarthy, and I think it's gonna be literally a Dennis Allen 2.0. I'm just saying.
Mm. What about a guy like Joe Brady?
But Joe Brady's interesting. I think he's gonna be like a middle of the pack coach if he was to come to the Saints. Obviously, he has the LSU. He'll be like the fifth guy I would choose. But yeah, so I think like maybe middle of the pack. Joe Brady is like a guy where it's like you maybe like he may be a guy that can set you up for a good rebuild, but you're gonna have to be patient with him. Okay, he's not gonna be like a Kellen Moore for me, where he can come in and win you games like he did for Philly and maybe can do for the Saints. Um, Joe Brady is a guy that he could help you develop a rebuild because a lot of people blame him for the Carolina failures and I mean, bro, his quarterback was Sam Darnold back when Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts. Okay, so like that don't really count for me.
Shit, Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts his last game.
Yeah, bro, he was seeing the ghost, and it was like $40 million down the drain or whatever he's about to be paid. But anyway, so yeah, I, I don't know. I feel like there's not too much uh background around Joe Brady. Obviously, the LSU stuff and that. So I wouldn't be upset if we bring him in. He just wouldn't be like a guy where I would hire right away. I would just, wait, and if nobody else is accepting your offer, then you can bring Joe Brady. Like he did a good job in Buffalo, so I feel like, well, to be fair, Josh Allen, like there's a difference. Josh Allen was already great when Joe Brady came in because he was great under Ken Dorsey. So that's kind of two different things. But Joe Brady, I feel like, is a guy that can win at the high level. It's just gonna take him a little bit of time. That's just
Okay. Yeah, man. If we do roll Rizzi, I'm interested to see how can he do with a full offseason under his belt, a full draft under his belt, and hire his own staff. A lot of people compare him to Dan Campbell, leader of men, but at the same time, don't call plays on the offensive side, don't call plays on the defensive side. If we could hit right in the draft, we could just see what's going to happen because a lot of guys they could call plays, but they're not a leader of men. At the end of the day, a lot of people in that locker room feel like Rizzi is a leader of men. You got the Cam Jordans, you got the Alvin Kamaras, they're endorsing them. So I'm pretty interested to see what could happen. Like I say, man, Dan Campbell, he didn't do good his first year in Detroit. So that ain't just happened overnight. So, I'm interested to see what Rizzi could do, me personally. If not, I think their second option is probably going to be John Gruden. I really think that. If not John Gruden, I think it's going to be either Rizzi, Gruden, or Joe Brady. That's what I think, and I think Aaron Glenn is going to go to the Jets.
I mean, Aaron Glenn the Jets already said that their goal is to make sure Glenn does not leave that building without a contract. So,
Yeah, that's pretty much set in stone. He wants them, they want him. I think they're just negotiating out the contract, but that's pretty much a thing that's really a set in stone. So I think we could go ahead on and just scratch him off the list. It'll still be interesting. There's still a few other guys out there. Like they gonna see what's gonna happen with Mike Tomlin. We're gonna see what's gonna happen with Cliff Kingsbury once
no,
their team is
no,
what you saying?
no,
No for Cliff or no for
no,
Tomlin?
no, Cliff, no, Cliff, no, Cliff,
What's wrong with
no.
Cliff?
Bro, did you not see Cliff his last few years in Arizona? That means they're choking on his spit, bro. Like,
Hey man, he's doing good right now.
as an OC, he can stay as an OC. There's a reason why he does not want to be a head coach right now.
Oh, he don't want to be a head coach right now. He said that.
He currently said he's not taking no head coaching interviews until the playoffs are done, and he also I
Oh
think said
well,
something.
a lot of guys are kind of doing that.
Well, yeah, but then he also said that he's not trying to rush the process and stuff.
Oh well, he probably be going another Ben Johnson approach. He probably just stay there another year.
Yeah, he
Build
said
up his
something
resume
about
more.
yeah, he said something about staying as an OC. I don't. Well, I think there's a chance of him being a head coach, but it's not as likely. And even if he was to be a head coach, he's not coaching my team. I know that.
What about Todd Monken?
I mean,
Me,
he would be a fine option, but definitely not the sexiest one.
yeah. See, right now a lot of people feel like we can't afford to be, trying to go with too risky and sexy. We need to just go with stable and safe. And a lot of people feel like stable and safe is a Mike McCarthy option.
Yeah.
If anything, he'll bring stability to the team. Where the team just trying to work out the cap, get off some of these contracts. But I feel like if you're gonna go that route, you might as well stay with Rizzi. You might as well stay with Rizzi.
I feel like
Now,
Rizzi and Monken's the same person.
now the thing about it, the cap don't go against the coaches' contracts. So, it don't matter if he paying Rizzi this amount of money and paying Mike McCarthy this amount of money. I don't think the coach contracts go against the cap. So it literally wouldn't have anything to do with that. So we literally could be fixing the cap with a more stable option with a better head coach just to get things in the right direction and get some, good knowledge of football, into these players who are very young, and that's the thing. You got to get to these young players because they're going to be the nucleus of the team for the future, because once that new coach come in, all these old guys are going to be going up the team by then, and who's to say they don't be going this offseason? We don't know what's going to happen with Cam. We don't know what's going to happen with Demario Davis, Taysom Hill, all these guys that they're talking about. Tyrann Mathieu could be a trade option. So
yeah, I think the Chargers have already called for a trade for Tyrann.
Hey man, I'm all for resetting everything. I'm all for resetting everything. Me personally, like I just want a hard rebuild. That's exactly what I want to do. Because I just want to fix the cap. I want to find our franchise quarterback, and I want to find our head coach, and then we just wait it out. That's basically all we can do instead of just doubling down, trying to win a division, and going all in again, being all this money under the cap. Man, we just running on a hamster wheel.
Yeah, and it doesn't help when your veterans are attacked. Like it doesn't help when Tyrann Mathieu's tackling somebody like he just lost all of his fingers.
Yeah, man.
Like that man was getting dragged across the turf.
Yeah, he ain't the honey badger of old. And the funny thing about the Saints right now, they got the who's playing? They got the Commanders and they got the Eagles playing. And we were close to beating both of those teams in the regular season. They're both in the division. They're both in the conference championship with a lot of ex-Saints members. Zach Bond, C.D. Deuce, Marshawn Lattimore. Like, that's the crazy part about it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's just proof like the Saints they can't develop nobody worth a damn, man. Like the Saints just like they had, and I'm not gonna lie, I was on the get rid of Zach Vaughn train because I remember watching him fumble that interception against Houston, and then I was like, yeah, this man that just pissed me off. But apparently he just decided to turn into the next freaking Deion Sanders of linebackers, I guess, or the next Ray Lewis or something. I don't
Well,
know.
well, don't they got Fangio as their defensive coordinator over there?
In Philly, they might.
Yeah, yeah, I
Could
think they
be.
got Fangio. So, he put guys in good positions to win. Unlike a Dennis Allen. And you called that about Dennis Allen. You said that a long time ago. You said, man, Dennis Allen, that dude overrated, bro. I just think he got some talent, but other than that, he's kind of overrated. And those
Yeah.
play calling, that was just off the chart for him. As far as being a good play caller, you gotta look at the context. Look at the teams we was playing. Look at the quarterbacks we was playing. So
Yeah, yeah, I remember I said it literally like 2 seasons ago because I was like, I watched that Saints Colts Week 8 game, and even though the Saints came out with the win that game, I was like, bro, this defense really just let Gardner Minshew throw a 40-yard bomb, and I'm like, that just doesn't accidentally happen. I'm sorry, like the only way that could have happened is if you got paid to allow that stuff. Like, bro, you got to get to these plays. I remember that entire season watching backup quarterback after backup quarterback go up and down the field, and half the games right at the Saints' own house. And I was like, bro, nah, man, this guy, he ain't all that. And then everybody kept telling me, well, in 2017, I don't care about 2017.
well, let's go ahead on the shift gears, Mike. Right now we currently picking number 9 in the draft. Mickey Loomis, he's known to move up in the draft, so we might be looking at picking at number 8. Might be looking at picking number 6. Who's some of your top candidates that you wouldn't mind us getting that could, help fix this franchise?
Well, there's a few directions the Saints can go with. Like you can go cornerback and get somebody to replace the production that you lost when you traded Lattimore. So if you want to go that route, you can go Will Johnson, cornerback from Michigan, who I feel like was definitely the best corner, not counting Travis Hunter. I feel like he was the best corner in the in college football last season. And you got, but if you want to go to a route where it's like Cam Jordan and them getting old, then you can take a guy like James Spears, who's an edge rusher that can get production that you may be losing with Cam Jordan. Not like there's really that much production to begin with. And yes, but like I don't know, 'cause there's not really much linebackers, so you can't. And I don't want to drop the linebacker anyway. But if you want to go receiving route, because Chris Olave and Rashid both got hurt, and we know what the receiving core was like when you have Kevin Austin running routes, that is basically equivalent to Kevin White running routes, except at least Kevin Austin can catch the damn ball once in a while. But if you want to go receiving route, you can go with the McMillan dude from Arizona State, or it might have been just from Arizona. I think it was from Arizona. So you can go with McMillan. But a guy I would love to see us get, maybe not so much in the first round, but somebody that I would love if the Saints come away with at the end of the draft is a guy like Tyler Warren. He's a big red zone threat. He can make plays even to get you into the red zone. He was definitely a part of the reason why Penn State was playing meaningful football. And yeah, so that's just my top candidates. I don't see us taking a quarterback. I don't see us taking a running back. So yeah.
Yeah. A lot of guys got us, wanted to take that guy T Mac, the wide receiver,
I love him.
especially since Olave, he has all these injury concussions, and Olave brother, he's been on Twitter. He's been talking about how he feel like Glenn was the first choice with no backup plan. So we're gonna have to see what Olave gonna do with his career, but we definitely could use another receiver. I feel like you can't go wrong as long as you get a guy that was productive, that has a name in college. You can't go wrong. You just go best player available. It's easy. They got Abdul Carter out there. They
You get
have
another one.
other guy, Mason Graham. The T Mac guy I was just talking about. A lot of guys are high on Luther Burden. Who else? Would you be interested in drafting a quarterback, or would you just stick with Snake?
Well, the quarterback position is tricky because depending it depends on who's available. Like we've seen teams year after year, they keep reaching on somebody. They're like, okay, there's not that much good quarterbacks in the first round, but we need a quarterback, so we're going to take one anyway. Like I don't want the Saints to do that because then you're going to have your franchise push back even more. Like we saw it in 2019 with the Giants. Daniel Jones is not a first round pick, but they needed a quarterback, so they took Daniel Jones. Okay, the Jets, 2021, they took Zach Wilson when they didn't need to do that. There was a lot of positions that they could have freed up, but they took Zach Wilson. If you were going to take Zach Wilson, you might as well trade it down and maybe got him in like the second round. So 2022 with the Steelers, they took Kenny Pickett. Like I don't want to see the Saints take like the quarterback that in a good draft class would be like the fifth, like would be in like the third, fourth, or fifth round. Okay, so I don't want to see the Saints take a quarterback unless a guy like Cam Ward or Sanders is there. Like even I wouldn't take Quinn Ewers. Even if Garrett, like I know Garrett Nussmeyer's coming back to LSU, which I wouldn't want to see them take Nussmeier because he's a project of a guy. Trust me, I would know. Um, yeah, Drew Aller, he's not a guy that I would be interested in. So I like the Saints. They got to if they're going to draft a quarterback, it has to be either Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. I don't want nobody else, like because those are like the only two NFL ready quarterback. And if you do take a quarterback, make sure it's like in like the fourth, fifth, sixth round, something like that. So yeah.
So in the fourth or the third round, maybe you wouldn't mind taking Jackson Dart or Milrow.
Milrow, no. Jackson Dart, I may consider.
Okay. Well, yeah, man. Like I said, man, as long as we don't just be drafting some guy out of some university that we never heard of with an injury history, I think we'll be fine. Like I think at 9, that could be a good spot just to get somebody, even if somebody drops for whatever reason. Like we seen Jalen Carter drop, and he's doing wonders right now in the Eagles. So it's gonna always be reasons why guys drop. I think at 9 that could be a real sweet spot for us, and we could get a guy that could just help change the trajectory of this franchise. At least we did hit on Fuaga, so we got our left tackle solidified. Penning, he was playing pretty well this season. He was healthy all season. I think that we got right tackle solidified. We just got to hit on those first 3 picks for sure. I wouldn't mind getting us a guard somewhere in there. I really feel like we need to beef up the guard position, especially left guard. We definitely need another receiver. We need a big body receiver. Olave and Rashid Shaheed, they complement each other well, but they're kind of similar. I think we need a big body receiver that could go across the middle, get those tough catches. We could use a tight end. I wouldn't mind getting a Tyler Warren, like you say. We need a playmaker at the safety position. I wouldn't mind seeing what his name is, Alante Taylor switch to safety, just like how CD Deuce did. But he told me on Twitter he don't want to do that. But from the statistics, he was early in the season, one of the most disruptive players. And that was in that slot position. I feel like that same impact could be at the safety position. But we just need playmakers, Mike. We need playmakers that's on offense that's gonna, move the change. We need playmakers on defense that's going to get turnovers and cause havoc against the quarterback.
Yeah, I just feel like the Saints, they're in a tricky position where it's like you like at this point. I think a lot of people are aware the Saints, they're most likely not going to be contenders for at least 2 to 3 years. However, that don't mean you can't still like get good players. Like people are like, we got to rebuild, so we got to trade every single good player on the team. If anything, that's just gonna hurt the team. All right, like what you need to do, yeah, you can trade away some good players, but like you need to keep some good players. Like a guy like Chris Olave, maybe in trade talks, but you don't just want to trade him for like a freaking, I don't know, 5th-round pick or something. So I feel like the Saints are in a tricky position where they have to nail this draft out of the park. I feel like last year they did a good job at the draft that they did. Kool-Aid came into his own. Who did we draft in the first round last year? Talise Fuaga. He came into his own. Like, Rattler, he had his ups and downs, but overall, I feel like the Saints had a solid draft.
Do you think Kool-Aid could be a number 1?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, so you still want Will Johnson at 9?
Yeah, because just because you draft a corner does not mean it's gonna hurt Kool-Aid's production. Like Will Johnson, like my big thing about drafting Kool-Aid, when we still had Lattimore and stuff, I was like, okay, this is great because this means that Kool-Aid he won't even be guarding number one receivers for real because that's Marshawn and sometimes it'll be a Debo job. But then, Debo goes down, Marshawn gets traded. So now Kool-Aid's expected to have a step up, and he did surprisingly well for some people. I knew he was going to do well. Like, I know somebody who's an Alabama fan, and, they have no ties with the Saints. And before the draft, they were saying how Kool-Aid was the best corner in college football. And I was like, all right, and I agreed with him because he was a corner at Alabama and he played against the NFL conference of college football. Because if there was a conference that resembles NFL talent, it's the SEC. So he was shutting down guys like well, I don't know who was in college at the time to be honest, but a lot of guys that were probably first round picks and stuff. And like William McKinstry, I saw in that Dallas game, that Bucks game, like, there was a lot of games, even that Commanders game for somewhat. Kool-Aid was doing a good job. He was doing a good job. So I feel like Kool-Aid, he may not be a number one corner like right out the gate, but I feel like over time it could develop into like maybe a Champ Bailey type.
Okay. What do you feel like us taking a guy like Genty at number 9, and especially with the resurgence of this running back position with Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, what Liam Cohen got the guys like Bucky Irvin doing in Tampa. It just all across the league is just a resurgence of the running back position that everybody was just having dead to rights a season ago. You don't think that Genty at number 9 would be a good investment?
No.
Why not?
Because Ashton Genty, right? He played 3 good teams in college football all season, right? Oregon and somebody else, but I forgot the name. So I think it was their bowl game. They played against Penn State, which was the best team, right? That man, it took him the stat pad to get over 100 yards. That man averaged like 3 yards a carry. But I don't want a guy that whenever he plays against competition, I would take Cam Scatterbo before I take Genty. I'll be honest with you. I'll take Cam Scatterbo because at least against Texas, he showed something. Man, this boy Ashton Genty, a lot of people saying Heisman. This man didn't even deserve to be in the Heisman race. I understand a good season, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a terrible running back. What I'm saying is that for guys, I don't want guys that just run away from competition, literally. Like, this man has yes, the only reason Boise State was in the playoffs is because of Genty, but don't get that twisted. The only reason Boise State made the playoffs is, to be honest, they're in the Mountain freaking West. So no, you making the playoffs if you're in the Mountain West, bro. If LSU was in the Mountain West, they would go undefeated.
So what do you think we should do at the running back position? I know you're not high on Jamal Williams, Alvin Kamara. He's still productive, but he's getting up in age. We're gonna see what's gonna happen with Taysom Hill. What do you think we should do at that position right there that could help out a rookie, help out Spence Rattler, or help out Derek Carr?
Well, like I said, I would take Cam Scatterbo in like the second or third round. I feel like Scatterbo is a good, I feel like he's a good running back that can, help the offense move forward. And I feel like, I think he's like, because obviously, if Jamal Williams gets cut, the Saints just won the Super Bowl. They just won the offseason. They won the offseason Super Bowl. So I feel like, you get rid of Jamal. If we trade him for a 5th round pick, like if we even trade him for a 5th round pick, whoever the coach that did that, you better be the coach forever. So I feel like Cam Scatterbo wouldn't be a bad option. He could be kind of like our Taysom Hill moving forward. Guy that because he had a good game against Texas where he threw a touchdown, caught a touchdown, ran for a touchdown, I believe. So I feel like Cam Scatterbo would definitely be a huge addition to this team. Maybe not right away, but I feel like over time he could develop into maybe our future running back number 1.
Okay. What up, Purple Zombie? Thanks for subscribing to the show and thanks for coming in on the show.
You're welcome.
We're just talking about the draft right now. We're just talking about the possible head coaches earlier. What you want to discuss, man? Go ahead, on the floor, yours.
So I hit the bell button and the like button.
Okay.
And my pick for the Super Bowl for this year, I will pick. Going to be my guess is Kansas City and Washington at the Super Bowl.
Kansas City and Washington?
Yeah, that's my guess.
Okay. Well, sure. If that happens, I'm rooting for Jaden Daniels. That's just me. Like
I'm
I
in Washington regardless.
oh yeah. Yeah, I'm rooting for Washington regardless too, Mike. I definitely want to see a rookie get this whole Super Bowl. It'll just be crazy. And on top of that, as Saints fans, it'll feel like we won something. And if
Yeah.
you're just not salty about Marshawn Lattimore going to the Commanders, you could be happy for him as well. So I really feel like I see a lot of different wins in that. And they beat the Eagles, so that'll be
And
good.
they beat the Chiefs or the Bills. Like, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Especially the
All
Chiefs.
right. So what up, Purple Zombie? You got any head coaches that you leaning towards for this Saints head coaching job?
No,
So are you a Saints fan
no.
or you just a football fan?
I am the Patriot fan.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so y'all got work to do.
So what you think about y'all new head coach and what you think about what's going on with y'all franchise right now, man?
So Patriot need to do better again.
Okay.
And Patriot not the same without Tom Bailey.
Okay.
No, doesn't.
Well, you like Drake May?
Huh?
You like Drake May?
Yeah.
All right. Well, shoot. We're gonna have to see what the Patriots do, man. The Patriots they run right now is looking like the Kansas City is the new Patriots right now. So if I'm a Patriots fan, I wouldn't be doing no tripping on, being where y'all at right now. Y'all had so many Super Bowls, so many good memories. Y'all got enough
Aaron
Super Bowls
Glenn
for
is
a
going to the
lifetime.
Jets.
Oh,
So
Aaron
So,
Glenn, Jets.
Glenn's off the board.
Oh, okay. And
okay.
breaking news.
Well, that's what something came across. It said report. Hold on, let me see. Uh, hold
I
on.
not watch a lot of college football.
Let me
Okay.
see. Hold on. All right. Well, it says something about him. It says Aaron Glenn reportedly heading to the Jets. So I don't know. I don't know if it's not coming up anywhere else yet, but it's saying he's reportedly heading to the Jets. I don't know if it's official yet, but
Well, if it said that, it's most likely official. I mean, he wanted to go to the Jets, and on top of that, the Jets wanted him. So the feel when it's
yeah,
just mutual like that, and it's already said before the ink is on the papers, it's already pretty much a done deal. So
yeah, he's
it
going
is
to the
what
Jets
it
now.
is. Yeah, best of luck to him. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. What about Araba Saleh? Mike, you wouldn't want him to
No,
be a head coach?
no, no. This man chose to draft Zach freaking Wilson. I ain't trying to get that man.
Oh yeah, you right on that. You right on that. See, that's the thing about them defensive minded head coaches, bro. They just feel like, oh well, whatever offense we got out there, it don't matter. I mean, our defense could win. Man, the name of the game is to have more points than the other team. I done seen so many defenses that were just good, but just can't do nothing on the offensive side of the ball. Especially from the time when I was coming up watching football. Like I done seen that so many times. Like I just can't do it. I just cannot do it, bro. Like you gotta score points, bro. Especially with all these uh new rules that's in the offense favor. Like you gotta take advantage of all this right now. Um we're gonna have to see, bro. We're gonna definitely have to see. Yeah, Jerry said Eric went to the Jets, and Jerry said he's tired of watching eight Kansas City. Yeah, I'm not one of those fans who just tied up seeing Kansas City. Like if they
I
go,
am.
I ain't really got nothing against it.
Look, I have nothing against the Chiefs, but what I have against them is that they keep winning games off of some bull crap, and their fans keep acting like they deserve to win. Like, yes, the Texans shot themselves in the foot multiple times, but bro, that roughing the passer penalty against Will Anderson, right? Like what? That penalty where Mahomes literally tackled himself to the ground and they called time on Houston, and yet the night later, that exact same stuff happened in the Bills Ravens game, and they
Okay.
weren't calling nothing.
Yeah, a lot of people feel like when you play the Kansas City Chiefs, you got to play Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelsey, and the refs. So,
And Mahomes is a crybaby punk.
mm. Well, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna see him go against Josh Allen. That's gonna be a match that everybody want to see again.
Josh
Like,
Allen, America is rooting for you. Please don't let us down.
yeah, man. Josh Allen. We're gonna see what he gonna come up with. We're gonna see what Joe Brady got for them. It's definitely going to be a fun game to watch. The Eagles and the Commanders. That's going to be a fun game to watch. It's definitely going to be some must see TV going on in these both these conference championships. I wasn't gonna stay on too long this stream, Mike. I just wanted to come in, let everybody come say what they had on their mind about the Saints that's going on right now, especially while everybody kind of like home. You know, a lot of people are not at school, a lot of people not at work, a lot of people in for the snow. So I wasn't gonna make this too much of a long stream. You got anything else you want to say, Mike, before I sign out?
Yeah, man. So also one more thing, right? It's snowed for like the third time in my life in New Orleans, bruh. I it got to a point where I'm like, is this the Falcons? Because I think hell just froze over. Like,
Oh shoot, it's snowing in Atlanta too. It's snowing all across
well,
the South right now. It's snowing in Houston, Atlanta, Dallas. It's snowing everywhere, Mike. So
you
the
know,
whole southern region dealing with this, like it's just crazy, and it's a lot of snow in New Orleans. Like that's the crazy thing. But yeah, you got any positive glass half full that you want to say to any of the optimistic Saints fans out there, Mike, who just had this season just ripped from their hearts and they just don't want to just look at all the negativity things. Like, what's something positive that you could say that's gone in the Saints' favor right now, going into this offseason?
well, something positive I can say is that the division. It ain't the best. Yes, Tampa Bay, they won 10 games, but it ain't the best. Like if Tampa Bay plays against competition, they lose almost all the time. So the division ain't great. Okay, so the Saints, if they get their cards, I can still do stuff, and we've seen it before, where the Saints hired Sean Payton. After having one of their worst seasons, they hired Sean Payton, and then boom, a year later, Drew Brees in the building, NFC Championships. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's how I would picture it, but for all them optimistic folks, you know who you are. I feel like the Saints, they have a future that ain't dead.
Yeah. And I just want to say, man, just embrace the rebuild, embrace the retool.
That too.
Be excited for the unknown. Like when we had Drew Brees and Sean Payton, it was unknown that Sean Payton was just going to be one of the best head coaches in Saints history. It was unknown that Drew Brees was going to surpass all the things he's done in San Diego and New Orleans. So just embrace the excitement of the unknown, because going into this season with Derek Carr and Dennis Allen again, like you already know what you're getting. Be excited for the unknown, because it's that possibility that we could hit on a gym that's in the dirt. What you got to say, Purple Zombie, before I get ready to sign out, man?
The Notre Dame lost yesterday.
They sure did.
Yeah, Notre Dame did lost. A lot of people were I think some people were shocked that they lost that game, but it is what it is. They had a good season, man. They could really just try to dust themselves off and try to get back at it next year. But it was damn sure a game that a lot of people didn't think turning out the way that they foreseen. But I'm gonna go ahead on the end of stream, man. Thanks for coming on the show, Mike. Thanks for coming on the show, Purple Zombie. Y'all always welcome to come back again. And
I not watch a lot of football. I don't lot watch hockey or basketball.
oh, all right, all right. This is mostly a channel just dedicated to the Saints right here, though, Purple Zombie. So if anytime you want to come in, you always welcome.
I watch a lot WWE. I watch a lot WWE.
Oh, all right, all right. Yeah. Wrestling, I stopped watching wrestling a long time ago. Once I found out it was fake when I was in my early teenage years, that was it for me. Like, and that's one thing about the NFL. Like, we get all our hopes and all our, financial and all our emotions involved with this game, and it'll just be some crazy stuff we would have found out this is in fact all rigged.
Thinking WWE, I play in WWE 2K24 right now
All right, yeah, my son got that game, man. That's a good game right there.
on Xbox Series X.
Well, all right, Purple Zombie, I'm about to get ready to sign out, man. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Okay.
All right. All right, Mike, man. Thanks for coming on the show, Mike. You're always welcome to come back. I'm about to get off the stream. I'll definitely do another stream once we hire the next head coach, whoever that may be. All Saints podcasters are gonna be scrambling to do some content at that time. So You know, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get your content in as well. Bro. Thanks for coming on the show, though, bro.
All right, thanks. Appreciate you. Keep grinding, brother.
All right. Yeah, man. Shout out to Mike and shout out to Purple Simon coming in to the show. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Jerry G. Shout out to who else was in the chat today? Hoodie Jube, Hurricane Mike, Lester Shipman, all y'all, man. Y'all enjoy this snow out here. Y'all be safe on the road. And who that, man? I'm out.
We living in the spotlight, hit that light. No cap, no filter, we take flight. Saints on the rise, got that energy. Tune in to our podcast, feel that synergy. New Orleans pride, we never fall. Subscribe to the vibes, we gon' ball. Subscribe, hit that bell, join the hype train. No cap, no filter, we breaking every chain. In the heart of the city, Saints reign supreme. Live the dream, we living it clean. Yo, King Camaro run that play. Crystal Alvin flying, making waves every day. Take some heels, switch it up, always on the go. Cam joining the fans, putting on a show. Lil Mario with time, bringing that heat. Shahid's got that speed, can't accept defeat. Subscribe, hit that bell, join the hype train. No cap, no filter, we breaking every chain. In the heart of the city, Saints reign supreme. Live the dream, we living it clean. So stay tuned. Don't miss this ride with the Saints.